Hi, ladies, and welcome back to another episode of the Ladies Kickin' Ass podcast. I'm your host, Tanya Wilson, and today I wanted to kind of go over what it means to be a lady kicking ass. So I have put together a list of 11 traits that I truly feel embrace the brand and the community and the purpose of this podcast. And I want to share those with you today. So, today we are going to talk about the 11 traits that we feel the women of our community have or are inspiring to obtain or can mentor you to obtain. It really is just like the backbone and the reason behind why I wanted to do this podcast. So let's dig on into this. So, number one, grit over glamour. Now, this might sound a little interesting, and a lot of times women aren't referred to as gritty. More times it's the latter, the glamour of that. But I was listening to a podcast earlier this week that involved Ed Milet interviewing the great Tim Grover. And they were speaking about how over glamorized everything is on social media. I mean, the appearance is that they're living their best lives 24/7. You don't rarely see an influencer showing you all the outtakes of that amazing photo spread they just posted, or how much hustle it took to get to having this big, beautiful car or the things that they have. They appear to have just arrived on the scene with very little work, and they glamorize things that they don't even have. I mean, if you're in a coaching space or business or personal development, you will see so many people with like a jet in the background, and you're like, come on, girl, you don't own that jet. But they're putting off a lifestyle that, I mean, they haven't even obtained that themselves. So really, what is the authenticity of that? And that's what this is all about. Tim Grover says that fake is the new real. And that really, truly hit me because it's so true. And I see that if you have teenage daughters or sons that are involved on any kind of social media, you have to, I know I often have to explain, like, that's not real, right? Because they grow up in this culture feeling like that is what life is all about, or that's how they are supposed to be themselves. So we as consumers are sitting here watching everyone else's highlight reels. The public in these arenas don't publicize the grit. They're scared to show the grit. You can't fake the grit. That is something that I love so much that Tim said. You truly cannot fake the grit. They feel like the grit won't get them the audience that the glamour does. And they want to have 1 million followers, not 10,000 engaged people that are part of a community. It's all about the numbers. But who the hell wants to have a fake audience? I know I don't want to. Ladies, you can't fake that grit. You can't trick people into liking you as an authentic person when you only display the fake. Authentically, you can't be yourself if you show up online as someone else. Be you. Be unapologetically you, babe. The world needs who you were meant to be. So always, these ladies that are out there kicking ass, and our brand will always embrace the grit over the glamour. Number 2, they're honest. Look, I understand that some of us have a very hard time with this, and I know that sounds bizarre, but hear me out. It's not that we have a problem being honest about what we have done, but we have a really hard time being honest about what we want and being honest about what we need in communication with others. Who's with me on that? I truly believe that this starts as little girls when we're told to be nice, not hurt anyone's feelings, and overall to just be a good little girl. I don't believe that this was ever done with ill intent in like making us feel like we need to keep our mouths shut or instilling inferiority into little girls. I think it was just repeated behavior from generations in front of us. I do not believe that it was a terrible thing to be told that stuff, but somewhere in our brains, we have interpreted that as putting our needs and feelings aside to preserve everyone else's feelings. And as women, we definitely do that more so than men, for sure. But ladies that are out there kicking ass are tactful in their conversations and can communicate what they want without blowing up or losing their cool. They can communicate with employees when work is falling short by being encouraging yet firm in their expectations. These honest women are telling their partners or their kids that they need some time to themselves to work on things that are important to them and not putting their dreams on the back burner to simmer a slow death. Honesty and communication is key to keeping your mind free of stress and anxiety. And honestly, it puts off building resentment against people that may be interfering with the things that you want to work on, because you have drawn clear boundaries where they need to be drawn, and you are able to take care of yourself as well as helping everybody else. So being honest, sometimes you got to look in the mirror. Sometimes I just have to have a very frank conversation with myself in the mirror. If somebody ever saw me talking to myself in the mirror, they would think I was crazy. Sometimes I go by the mirror and I give myself a high five if I feel like I need a little bit of encouragement. Sometimes I talk myself off a ledge in front of the mirror. Sometimes I need to see my facial expression so I don't accidentally use those on somebody else. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about there. So just continue to be honest. And however you need to find that in yourself, find it. It does wonders for you. 3, they have a strong circle. Ladies that are kicking some serious ass don't hang out with people who have no interest or are sitting on the bench. No, no, no. These women have crafted a team of cheerleaders, mentors, and confidants around them to inspire them when they need that, hold them accountable to their goals, and can freely bounce ideas off of each other without spite and worry of judgment. Ladies that are kicking ass don't have time to sit or live in a circle of gossip because they're too involved in the exciting things going on in their lives and in the lives around of all the people around them. They don't give a crap about who said what about whom. They're not interested in any of that pettiness. Oftentimes we hear from women, and I would say mostly moms, that they just don't have time to spend building this circle of women, let alone nurturing it. But I would challenge that in the way that you look at that, and I'll tell you why. Many of us didn't grow up seeing this strong circle of women friends between our mothers and grandmothers. I never, ever, ever remember seeing my mom spend time away from her kids or her family with her friends. I don't think she really had a life besides her family and her kids and her husband. She never took time for herself. And I truly feel that in my bones that she was resentful for that, and that it's not a place that we want to be, and it's not a example to set for our children either, because I know for a long time I would feel guilty that I wasn't at home with my kids, that I was being selfish by being out and being surrounded by these wonderful women, and that should never be a feeling that we have. We have needs of our own as grown women and mothers and spouses that we have to nurture just as much as we have to nurture those people that we care for so much. It's just so important that we make sure that our kiddos understand that having this part of your life is so important, and that we have to protect that time as self-care and loving thing to do for yourself. Number 4, we don't try to be perfect. We embrace the simple fact that we will always fuck something up. There's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. You will never be perfect. Your business will never be perfect. Your team will never be perfect. Your kids will never be perfect. And sweetheart, neither will you be. Embrace it. Those times we have fallen because we screwed up something and then jumped or crawled or clawed back to our feet have made us better than ever. Mountains don't rise without earthquakes. Challenges are put in our lives to push us into new areas of strength we didn't even know existed inside of us. Many times we have something crappy that has happened to us and we think it's the end of the world. And then, in just 2 short years later, you look back and go, holy shit, I got through that and look at what I've learned. Hindsight's 2020. They say that all the time, but it's true. It really is a true thing. I feel like it's part of the entrepreneurial journey. You know, you want to put something out in the world that is perfect. And many times we are just paralyzed with perfection paralysis. And then we end up not getting anything out there. You know, it's like 2 steps forward, 5 steps back, fall on your ass, get back up, 3 steps to a slight incline, 1 step back, slid on my butt, get back on my knees, I'm up on my feet. You're not sure what the hell is going on a lot of the times, but as long as you keep moving and you keep going, you haven't quit. And I'm not sure whose quote this is, as I've seen it everywhere lately. Maybe it's trying to tell me something from the universe, but done is better than perfect. Just get started. Someday is not a day on the calendar, and you must just let go of what you need to see and that perfectionism. And as we use as a slogan around ladies kicking ass, just do the damn thing. Number 5, work on yourself. Now, this one was a tough one for me to start on. I mean, when it comes to my businesses, I am all over personal development as a leader, a boss, and a businesswoman. But when forced to look inside at myself, it was horribly painful. I've avoided it for years, 37 of them to be exact. And I'm sorry if I get a little bit of emotion in this one, but this one is very personal to me. I didn't want to talk about or tell anyone about the things I had went through as a child. I didn't want to talk about my insecurities as a woman now. I didn't want to talk about the fact that I have no relationship with my parents and that I have been through 2 marriages and 2 divorces already. One that I personally screwed up myself, and the other one that ended due to my spouse's physical and drug abuse. I didn't want people to know that I had built a wildly successful 7-figure business and it had crumbled away due to circumstances outside of my control. I mean, how the hell did I ever find myself in these situations in the first place? I was stronger than that. I felt like a failure to admit that I had been through these things. These are hurtful things. These are things that I thought would turn people away from me. But you know what I've realized, and this has come at great help from my husband, Jake. These things are what make us who we are. These things are relatable to others. These are honest parts of our lives, and they are events that have made us who we are today. Being able to face these things, deal with these things, ask for help with these things is shaping me into the woman that I want to be. I've always really kind of had a personal goal with my kids is that I want to become the woman that I needed so badly when I was a child. I needed that strong woman role model as a child. I found this very much so in my grandmother, who I am so blessed to still have in my life today. But I want my children to have a mother that they know is strong and has went through hell and back and has kept her head held high and is continuing to move forward every single day. All of these things that I have had to deal with is allowing me to escape the prison I have lived inside of my head for all those years. Being able to share those things authentically through this podcast and through the community that I am building with Ladies Kickin' Ass is just so powerful because I'm not the only one that has been through these things. And a lot of times I think we just need to hear that. We just need to hear that we're not alone. We're not in this alone. We're not the only one that has been through this. We are never alone. This is just allowing me to be genuine with you as an audience and let you know that we all have the things. I challenge you that if you have these kinds of things in your life, some maybe not as heavy and some maybe way heavier, to seek out some help. Really look inside yourself and allow yourself to escape those things. Let your heart be free to pursue its true purpose. 6, be independent. But being an independent woman is something I am very proud to be. I've had a job since I was 12 years old, babysitting the Suitor kids in my old little hometown of Turnerville, Wyoming. Everybody kind of thinks it's crazy that I used to babysit 4 kids at that age by myself, but I absolutely loved it, and I was making money. I've always wanted to make my own money, and I've always done what I wanted to do. I wanted options. I have never relied on someone to take care of me. I insert a big but at the beginning of this one, though, because we need to understand our reason behind our need and want for independence and not to weaponize that. I've seen that happen so many times. I choose to be independent because I enjoy being able to take care of myself and my children, whom I support 100% on my own. I rely on no one for that, and that comes with some security I need to feel in my life. Being my children's mother and their sole provider of everything is a responsibility that is very personal to me. I have watched many women feel like they were trapped in life situations that were less than desirable because they felt like they had to have someone there to support them in whatever fashion that was for them. Mentally, emotionally, financially, truly physically, by putting a roof over their heads. I show my children what it means to have your independence and why that's so important and why they need to keep it. But I also want them to understand the reason why behind that. I think that is the fuel that allows you to be authentically independent and not boastfully independent. However, I'm not so wholly independent that I make those that love me or that I love feel like I don't need them, because I do. I need my husband, not from a physical or financial perspective, but because he makes me a better woman. He challenges me and supports all of my crazy dreams, and he's my person. My personal independence and the reasons behind it is not threatening to him. It's what he loves about me. I don't ever tell him I don't need him. I don't ever use my independence to make him feel less confident about who he is and what his role in my life is. The brass tacks of this one, honestly, ladies, is independent women have people in their life because they want them there, not because they need them or depend on them to sustain their lifestyle or desires. That's it. And at this point, all I can hear is Independent Woman by Kelly Clarkson in my head. And that's a great life slogan to dance to. 7, they ask for help. Ladies Kickin' Ass, ask for help. Yep, I said it. And no, I wasn't good at this one until one little thing in my life shifted. Guess what I did? I asked for some damn help. Many women wear this busy as hell badge as a badge of honor. Look what a great mom I am. Look what a great wife I am. Look what a great boss I am. That's dumb, and you should stop that immediately. You know why? Because it's not sustainable and you will burn out, girl. You will go out in a ball of flames taking people with you. This is what I have realized and fears that I have overcome to get better at this one or the following. You're right. No one is going to care about this as much as you think you do. And properly trained people in your business will care about your business as much as you care for them. Be picky when you're hiring people to take over for you. Don't rush it. Make sure you like them as a person, not just as a warm body to fill a seat or a position. I had a mentor tell me once, if you wouldn't ask that person to come have a beer with you after work, why the hell would you ever put them on your team? I've stuck with that, and it hasn't failed me yet since I implemented that. I have an incredible team of people that have that owner's mentality. Number 2, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Sure, you can pick the kids up after school, cook dinner, wash the laundry, run the grocery store errands, type up the paper, post the things, but you shouldn't be doing it all. I'm a big fan of the catchphrase from the Biz Chicks podcast, which I love so much, and the host suggests hiring as much help as you can afford. Ding, ding, ding. Like, as a woman, why do we have such a hard time doing that? Like, we feel that if we're not taking care of all the things at the home and we're not taking care of our business and our kids and our husband, that we're a failure. Well, I would say F that mentality, because there are people that can help us with the kids. There are people that can help us with the home. There are people that can help us with the work. Ladies, you should probably just take care of your husband. But I'm just saying, there is plenty of room and opportunity to hire out help or ask for help. So many of you have family and community that want to help you do stuff. Let them help you. Let them help you. Any of this stuff allows you to have more time with your kiddos, more time with your partner, or you could just gloriously be sipping a margarita in the middle of the day on a goddamn Wednesday because you can. And that is for your own mental health, sister. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Just get the laundry done. Who cares how your husband folds the towels? At least they are clean. Notice how I haven't said anything about that lately, Jake? Just post the thing. Just get the stuff done. Just get it done. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Number 8, women that are kicking ass change things that need to be changed. Real kicking ass ladies do not sit around and wait for other people to fix their problems. Oh, no. They fix that stuff themselves. Traditionally, this has been a very masculine approach to problem solving. Some of you may have been raised like this too. I don't know, but I know I watched many women as a child wait for their husbands to fix that, build that, talk to that person, discipline the kids, pay that, and be the overall authority. Kicking ass ladies take life by the horns and they get the shit done themselves. I don't know about you ladies, but I hate waiting around for someone to come and rescue me, fix that, do this, do that, or any of the above. I just get it done. Historically, skilled trades and home service industries have not been heavily owned and operated by women. But check these stats out. These women are getting shit done. Only little over 10% of employees in construction are women. Now, considering that women make up 47% of the workforce, that means that the construction industry is only benefiting from about a little over 1.25% of that workforce. That's crazy sauce. But you know what's even crazier? 10 years ago, that number was half. That's pretty cool. Women make up about 14% of staff executive positions, 45% of women working in construction or in sales and office, and 31% are in management. Compared to 5 years ago, that was under 10%. It's crazy. Only 13% of construction or skilled labor service businesses are owned by women. 13%. That's a small portion. But check this stat out. There was 64% growth in women-owned businesses of these kinds between 2014 and 2019. That's only 5 years. That's incredible. That's huge. Only only 9% right now of women-owned firms achieved revenues greater than $500,000 annually in this space. So, honey, if you are doing more than that, you pat yourself on the back because you are a slim percentage of women that are truly out there kicking ass. And if you're on your way up to that, also give yourself a pat on the back because you're killing it. Although we have a long ways to go for equality in this sector of employment, women are making huge waves in construction and home service industries. You know why? Because we're jumping in, we're bringing our passion with us, and we're finding opportunities in this small little niche of an employment sector. And it's booming. It takes each and every one of us to continue to pave those beautiful roads, golden dirt, dust, tar, whatever, for those that are coming up behind us, support the ones that are ahead of us, and always give a hand up for those that are looking to follow in our footsteps. Number 9, they are relentless. Kicking ass ladies are relentless about achieving their goals, but not only by any means possible way. No. These ladies are displaying a set of values and writing down measurable goals that they are persistent in achieving. Sure, everyone has self-doubt. I have self-doubt. I'm sure you probably do too. No one is fearless all the time, but it's how you use that fear and direct that fear that determines whether or not you use it for fuel to propel your dreams or water to wash them away. Women, you are relentless about achieving your goals, and it is rarely because of the money. Isn't that fascinating? Women are truly in it for the purpose or for what cause it serves. The money comes when you're truly working in your area of genius. Women rarely battle the ego game, which is a leg up that we have on our male counterparts here. They live their values and they help them make the impossible possible. You must give yourself permission, ladies. You've got to do it. You've got to give yourself permission to live a big life, step into who you were made to be, stop playing small, because babe, you were meant for greater things. Okay, so number 10. They live success daily. And to me, ladies who are kicking ass realize that success is not a destination. It's a feeling. We can all feel successful every day. Like the great Maya Angelou was quoted, success is liking yourself, success is liking what you do, and success is liking how you do it. So rather that is being the CEO of your home service company or the CEO of your life, you must live in an I am a success state of mind versus trying to achieve a set goal or an ending. Successful ladies kicking ass aren't waiting until they arrive at XYZ before they feel successful. They realize that getting to XYZ is a goal, but the success graces them daily with their ability to make decisions, to continue to pursue those goals, even when life is totally kicking your ass. You don't want to wait until you're at the end to celebrate. Will you ever truly be able to live a successful life if you do that? The answer to that is no, because you'll be dead. And then you can't celebrate anything. Enjoy the ride. Make each day successful by choosing to like yourself. That's a change and something that we all need to work on so much. Like what you do and how you do it. Watch the success continue to roll in when you operate from a mindset of gratitude. There's not a lot to complain about when you're in that state of mind. And number 11, and probably one of the hardest ones that we all deal with, as if we don't struggle with one or many of these every single day. I want you to know that I know that I'm not perfect with any of these things, but it is truly who I'm striving to be as a human and a mother and a friend and a partner and a business owner. So I really, truly have these stuck up on a wall, and I try to live them every single day. And so with that, number 11, I think is one of the biggest things we can do is to keep promises to ourselves. I want you to think back to your most recent personal goal. No business on this one, just a personal goal for you. Think hard. Did you make a promise to start or stop doing something? Nope, not that one, because I know what you're thinking. And you can't be thinking about work stuff. Can't be thinking about something about your spouse or your partner. Can't be thinking about something that you promised to do for your mom or for your kiddos. Something just for you. Did you promise to start going to the gym maybe 3 days a week? Did you promise yourself that you were going to do weekly pedicures or get a monthly massage? Did you make a promise to yourself that you were going to spend some time alone in the morning before anybody else woke up so that you could prime your day instead of being reactionary all the time? Did you make a goal to read a book this month? Or maybe finish that online course you may have spent a couple $100 or $1,000 on that you still haven't finished? I'm telling myself that one. I want you to think about it. You got one? Okay. Now let's do this. What if you just don't break that promise to yourself this time? What if you actually schedule it as a meeting with yourself that is just as important as picking up your kids, meeting a friend for lunch, having a meeting with your employees? What if? What if you treat yourself as a priority, just as you do the other zillion things you do in your life? Ladies that are kicking ass are learning. We're not always going to be good at this, but we are learning how to do this, and we are actually doing it. The little thing is keeping promises to yourself is one of the best ways for you to build self-confidence. And I know as a woman in this space, that's one of the hardest things for me to continue to hold on to is the confidence. Give yourself a morning routine and watch yourself blossom. If you get good at that, give yourself an evening one too. Really watch it fall into place. I was at a point where I would wake up first thing in the morning and I would hurry when I was building my business, and I would always check my bank account and be like, I was always crazy about and obsessed about my bank account. And I would wake up even sometimes still half asleep and look at this thing. And my husband said something very interesting to me, and I was kicking myself that I didn't think about this before, but he's like, why do you check it in the morning? Why don't you look at it at night before you go to bed so you know where you're at? And I'm like, that is so dumb, but so right. Why didn't I do that? I was being reactionary every single morning, rolling over, checking something that I could have peacefully went to sleep with the night before and not woke up in such a state of panic. Because I'll tell you what, like it just like when I was doing that, it was like destroying my entire day because I was just like waking up in panic mode. It's not a good place to be. So when you give yourselves that routine, you are less reactionary and it helps anxiety and it calms your fears. So many women are just living in this constant state of reaction. Someone needs you all the time, and we react to it all the time. I know I've certainly lived most of my life that way. We're always there to catch the mess or sub for someone. We need to stop that now, and we need to make our schedule just as important as everyone else's. One thing I've learned from this is that if I don't take the time for me, be that physically at the gym or mentally or emotionally with a great counseling session or just a time out, getting my nails done or reading a book or just spacing out, really, how the hell can I expect to be everything to everyone else? You can't burn the candle at both ends. You'll melt. I know this isn't something that anybody really wants to sit and think about, but what if there is no more me? What if I don't take care of myself so that I can take care of those people that I love? Could the people in your life exist without you? We need to be allowing people to not depend on us 100% for everything. Sure, we never want to think about that, but we really need to, because if we love them as much as we say we do, they love us that much too. And if we love them, we need to take care of ourselves so we can be around for them. Serving is in our DNA, and I understand that. But if you don't serve yourself, you will never be able to serve others at the capacity that you truly can. Self-love and self-care is not selfish. It's a necessity like air and food. I'm going to say that again, and I want you to get a big, pretty marker and write this really bright on a piece of paper. Self-love and self-care is not selfish. It is a necessity like air and food. You don't have to spend every waking moment with your kids to be a super mom. And you don't have to make immaculate home-cooked meals every night or have an immaculately cleaned house to be a super wife or super housekeeper. You don't have to be available every time someone texts you to be a super friend. Want to learn a superpower that will make you the most kick-ass lady of them all? Learn to say the word no to everything that doesn't serve you personally or your goals that you're trying to achieve. I promise you really won't miss out on that much. And you'll be a lot more self-serving to be a better servant to those that you're trying to serve on a daily basis. I know when I take time for me, I'm a better leader at work. I know that I'm a better mom. I know for sure I'm a better wife when I do that. I want to be the best person that I can. And I know that by keeping the promises to myself will land me in success in that area. So I know this was a lot of stuff to go over, and I know it's just like a lot to take in, but I just really wanted to be brain food for you today and help you realize how incredibly wonderful you are. Please don't think that you have to be perfect at all of these things, because we're not, and we're never going to be. We're never going to be perfect. And I think even saying that to yourself, there's such power and value in that. I'm never going to be perfect. And I'm okay with that. Now I would encourage you to say that yourself. At the conclusion of this, say that to yourself. I'm not perfect. No one expects me to be. And I'm okay with that. But I am a lady that is kicking ass right now, and I couldn't be more proud of who I am becoming as a woman every single day. Thank you, ladies, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back with you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Bye. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ladies Kicking Ass podcast. If you yourself are one of these amazing women and you have an awesome story that you'd love to share with our audience about raising businesses and babies and becoming the woman of your dreams, I want to talk to you. So please find us on Instagram or Facebook at Ladies Kicking Ass, shoot us a DM, and let's chat. You have a story that needs to be heard, and I want to help you tell it.